Hey y'all, it's your girl who swirls, Chris Karazin with, Interracial Dating Central, and I hope that I got your attention. This video is indeed all about boobies because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And that might seem cheesy to some of you guys. You're like, we got there's a month for something. Every day, like every month, there's a month for something. I used to be a publicist, and let me tell you, there was a month for something. There always was. Gosh, and it's the craziest things. But Breast Cancer Awareness Month is actually really, really, it reaches home with me because my mother is a breast cancer survivor. And when she was diagnosed with breast cancer, is there a big booty month, George? Is there a big booty month? George, I'm going to give you that assignment. I'm going to give you that assignment. I want you to find out if there's a big booty month. And so what was interesting, well, not really interesting, but what happened with my mom, with her breast cancer was that, she was diagnosed after my father passed away. They had been married for 45 years and he died. My father died one day after, and I think I told you guys this already. He died one day after their 45th wedding anniversary. And he had prostate cancer too, but that's not what killed him. But so when she was diagnosed, we were all kind of just really concerned because my father had just passed away and, we were really like wondering what was going to happen with her. And she told me, she was like, I think I'm going to beat this. I think it's going to be okay. I'm going to beat this. And she did. Thank God she did. She did beat it and she was able to overcome it. But in the whole process of her going through her breast cancer and really trying to find out the contributors of it, because like with me, like I know that we can't always prevent everything, but for me, I was trying to figure out, like, how can I circumvent some of this stuff? Like, stroke runs in my family, diabetes runs in my family, and now breast cancer. So I'm trying to figure out, I've got my notebook out. I'm trying to figure out, like, hi, Daniel, how you doing? I'm trying to figure out, like, how I can beat this. And, I find out that she has a type of breast cancer that is hormone resistant. That means that, there's different kinds of breast cancers, but there is some treatments that will respond to hormones. But my mother's treatment did not respond to. Cedric asked, "Where's my son?" My son is upstairs getting ready for bed. Where's your son? It was hormone resistant, which meant that she had to go with sort of more stronger types of treatments. And part of the reason why it was hormone resistant was because she had a lot of abdominal fat. She had a lot of subcutaneous abdominal fat that contributed to her diabetes, because she had diabetes. Oh, because he reminds me of my child. Oh, he's adorable. Yes. Oh, thank you. You guys saw that. You guys saw my son came in here. They may, because it's around their bedtime, and they're used to me coming in and saying goodnight to them. And so when they hear me talking, they try to sneak in and see what I'm doing. So maybe he'll come in, but I don't know. But it was hormone resistant because of her subcutaneous fat and because of her diabetes. And so for me, I've always tried to really be on top of that. Like, I wanted to make sure that I ate really well. I don't want to get diabetes. I absolutely do not. It seems like a pain in the butt. You got to take shots every day. You got to take your sugar twice a day. It just seems like, why? And then it lets you, it does open the door. It sort of is a gateway disease for other things. And one of them is cancer. And so she got breast cancer, and she was able to take chemo, and she didn't have to, get a mastectomy and anything like that, which was great because my mom had some great boobies. That's one thing I'll tell her. I'm like, Mom, because she always says, you have nice legs. I have bird legs. I said, yes, Mom, but you got really, really nice tatas. Really, really nice. And, so, so she was able to overcome that. But, for me, it's all about prevention. And so my message is for you guys tonight, is that a lot of the things that just as in life, as life goes, is that there's a lot of things that we can prevent, or at least learn from others, so that we don't make those same mistakes, right? Just like watching my mom go through diabetes, and it's diabetes type 2. And remembering how her eating habits were and how she doesn't like to exercise. So I did try to do a little bit different. I grow my own food. I am obsessed. I'm absolutely obsessed with gardening, you guys. Oh, Sean says I have beautiful eyes. Thank you. Totally obsessed with gardening. So I'm trying to learn from doing, not eating a lot of breads and exercising. I do my yoga. So I try to keep my blood pressure down, because while my mom had diabetes, they both had high blood pressure, but my father had it so badly that eventually he had a bunch of strokes that eventually, killed him. Benita T says, stop eating commercial chicken with hormones and antibiotics. No more KFC. It's poison. I absolutely agree. We don't eat our chicken at KFC. We eat it at Popeyes. No, I'm just kidding. Although Popeyes has some good chicken. I'm not even gonna front. Did I chop my hair? No, it's right here. I didn't chop my hair. I'm just like, I'm cropping it because I have an 8 head. See how the head just takes over the whole screen? Cedric, you have a huge garden. Can you text me? I want to see your garden. Please send me pictures. KFC is disgusting, but Popeyes is good. But we don't. Hormones is really a big thing. And when I think about my mom, it wasn't even that she overate. It was also that she was just of the age, she was born in the 40s where that's when things started, probably in the 80s, where preservatives, frozen dinners and stuff became really popular. Processed foods, all of that stuff is so bad for you. We don't really think about that. Benita, you're a nurse. I totally trust you. And we've really gotten away from eating clean. But, I think about how, my parents were, my mom wasn't born, well, She was born in 1940, and so it was during the Depression, but she was only 5 years old. She came out of it. My father was born during the Depression, so it was all about like getting a deal, making sure you get a good price, clipping your coupons and all that other stuff, and going to the dollar store and Pick and Save and all that other stuff. But what happens is when you shop at those places, those foods are highly processed. And I remember him coming home with Hostess Twinkies. Do y'all remember Hostess Twinkies? Jeffrey Rufino. Hi, Jeffrey. Long time no see. I remember Hostess, Debbie something with those donuts. He would bring those home. And it tasted good. And I remember, what was my favorite Hostess? It wasn't Twinkies, because Twinkies always tasted bad to me. Cedric says we have too much in common. No, I think that's good. Twinkies were always nasty. They were like spongy. It was like sweet sponges. I did like ding dongs, though. I don't want anybody to read into that more than it needs to be. I love ding dongs. George, yes, Little Debbie. And I still like ding dongs. Just not processed ding dongs. Moving on. I liked it because it was like chocolate and then it had a creamy center. Anyway, but that was the processed food, and it seemed like at the time it was a miracle. I was born in 1973. You guys, I'm 43 years old. I'm very proud of that. Like, I don't hide that at all. I know some people are like, why you tell people that? I mean, I don't care about telling people. But, you know, being a kid like during the 80s, hi Christopher, being the kids during the 80s, like frozen dinners were like a big thing. It was a huge thing, like Hungry Man dinners. You know, they really promoted that stuff. And it was so full of processed food. You guys remember Tab? Tab. Oh my gosh, so nasty. But like this was the stuff that they were feeding us, but it was so much crap. It was so much crap. And it was so much toxins going into our body. And it wasn't just the stuff that was going into our body, but like acid rain. Do y'all remember? Raise your hand if you remember acid rain. Like you could not leave your car out if it rained. You just couldn't. It was so bad. Like it's amazing more of us like, you know, didn't survive or whatever. But with all of the toxins and everything, and sort of looking back and being sort of reflective over what happened in the past, you try to do better. As my thing is, Armando's raising his hand. Did you leave your car out during the acid rain? I know we did one time, and we were like, what is this? Like, it literally burns the paint off of your car. Tab was the first diet soda. Yes, it was. And it didn't even taste good. Tab did not taste good. And then you had all these women with like sprayed hair, Aquanet. Raise your hand if you use Aquanet. I reluctantly, because I grew up in Lancaster. And so we all use Aquanet because we were like spraying our bangs. And so we use Aquanet, spread hair all over, leotards on, drinking Tab. That was nasty. Aquanet was nasty. And them leotards just were nasty too. And then come to find out that the hairspray was bad for you too. It was like full of fluorocarbons. That was like eating away the ozone. We were just trying to kill ourselves. do have good news, you guys. I have good news. The getting rid of Aquanet. Poor Aquanet. Like, they totally went out of business. But all of those hairspray, like canned aerosol stuff, the chlorofluorocarbons, we eliminated, and now the ozone is closing. Sweetie White said, I tried to feather my hair. Girl, I feathered my hair. I feathered my hair like nobody's business. I was feathering my hair just like them white girls. I had the curling iron, and then I sprayed the Aquanet, and it was like steaming up. Hair was all crispy. And then it was a contest for whose wing could be the highest. And then it was like a cascade that went down. Oh my God. I'm not even gonna. See, all of you guys know. And then like winged hair was like a thing until, I would say like mid-90s. But the winged hair and the Aquanet and basically we're just all trying to kill ourselves with poison. But, and then I also had a relaxer, which is also cancer causing. Relaxers, I don't know who thought of that, but with all them sores and every 6 weeks having to pay $45, which back in the 90s was like a lot of money. Just let your soul glow. That's right. Cherry curls are bad too. I used to have burns and stuff, like all of the toxins with the laxers and everything. Now, you guys, I'm very natural. Like, I wear my hair natural. I grow my own food. No antibiotics in my chicken. We had meatloaf tonight, but it was like grass-fed beef. It was spoken softly too. You pay extra for the grass-fed beef that's, the farmers play classical music and sing sonnets. You pay that extra couple dollars for those. But it's good because reducing all of those toxins make it so that your body is able to, and your liver is able to filter like normal toxins, and then you become less susceptible to things like cancer. So, Cedric said, I had Popeyes. Cedric, you had Popeyes? Okay, so we just have to go back to Popeyes. It's so good. It's wrong that Popeyes is so good. I was in Hollywood the other day, and I had just eaten an egg frittata with like spinach and all the good stuff in there. And then I saw Popeyes and I was like, ah! I wanted to go in there so bad. Every time I see a Popeyes, you guys, it's the biscuits. And then you have to get the dark meat. You have to get the legs and the thighs. And then you bite into a thigh. It's like, and then like you bite into it and you hear the crispiness and you feel the crispiness, and then the grease is all over your face and you're like, mm. And then it's so good. And then you have a bite of the biscuit. The biscuit is so good. And then you have to get the beans and rice. But here's some advice. Church's Chicken. Yes. No. Church's Chicken does not have the best biscuits. They have the best chicken. Church's Chicken is really good. We used to go there after church. Imagine that. The irony. We go to Church's Chicken after church. When we lived in Los Angeles, it was like the thing. We'd go to the Baldwin Hills. You would like drive over to, no, it wasn't Church's. Because I thought Church's and Louisiana Chicken were like, I didn't like them that much. Pioneer Chicken had the best chicken. Raise your hand if you guys remember Pioneer Chicken, Baldwin Hills Mall, After church, you was going there. That was good. So bad for you. Why do black folks have to make good food so good that's bad for you? Somebody needs to just like do a healthy soul food something. Fried okra. Okay, so I'm going to tell you something. I grow my own okra in the summer and I do fry it, but I fry it with almond meal. And I use, what oil do I use? Sometimes I use canola oil or sometimes I use olive oil. And it just used like organic eggs. Organic eggs, almond meal instead of flour. Let's see. Okay, I want to read some of your comments. I'm mixed race, native, black and white, but growing up, I so wanted to be a white girl, but I was too black for them. Sweetie white girl, just be yourself. Be yourself. I kind of wanted to be, I remember wanting to be white because it just seemed easier. And like you see, you're on TV